What's up, guys? Chemist here from Meanwhile the Man Cave. We take a look at all things pop culture, games, toys, or anything we think is cool. And today we are taking a look at the Marvel Select Classic Thor figure. For comic readers, this costume is the costume most synonymous with the character of Thor. This Jack Kirby designed Thor costume endured for about 25 years with very little change. And it wasn't until Thor donned the Walter Simonson battle armor that first appeared in the Mighty Thor number 378 in 1987 that saw a major shift in the costume of Thor. But in the many redesigns over the years, Jack Kirby's influence could be seen. And it wasn't until the summer of 2023 in Thor Annual number 1 and the reforging of Thor's original hammer that saw a costume that harkens back to the traditional Jack Kirby comic roots. All right, taking a look at the box here. It's a normal Marvel Select fare. Not a lot to see in the front here, just looking at the figure. Little picture of Thor's hammer down here. Little classic Thor artwork on the side. Couple pictures of some other Marvel Select action figures and a description of Thor himself. So, let's bust Thor out of his plastic encasement and take a look. Okay, we got Thor out of the package here. Let's take a look at its base first. It's just a large boulder for him to stand on. Now, this would be probably one of the earlier Marvel Select figures, just more of a re-release. Let's get him out of here. Alrighty. So, looks pretty good, pretty faithful to the classic Thor look, where it is an early model. The painting on the face isn't going to be quite as detailed as in some of the more modern action figures. But the color scheme's pretty accurate. Sculpting's not bad. Be nice to have a little shading and everything on the arms, but now kind of a wash on this cape would have been nice to kind of accent the, the details of the cape, and probably more of a flat paint on it so it wasn't as, it isn't as flashy. Kind of like what's on his pants here. You kind of get the wash to accent his muscles and stuff. That's kind of nice. If you'd done that, or if they'd done that on the cape, it would have, helped with the appearance of fabric. Now, starting off with his articulation, going up and down here, you got his lateral movement with his shoulders, got your forward, and you got your back. The way it rotates is a little weird. You got your single elbow joint. Doesn't go up that far, so that's a little bit limited. So be prepared for that. Like I said, that's where this figure is going to show its age. Here you go. You got a swivel too at the elbow. That helps a little bit with the variety of articulation. But here at his wrist, it's just basically a swivel at the wrist. There is no hinge, so you can't angle that wrist. So again, you're going to be limited with the articulation with that as well. So be prepared for that. Now his head. Obviously, you've got your left and right motion and a little bit of tilting forward and back here. A little bit, not a lot. Should be the same on the other side here. Being an older model, there is no abdomen joint. But right here at the belt, it's hidden well. You do have a waist joint. Down here at his legs, lateral movement, forward, and a little twist there and back. Now it's kind of weird how this leg goes. It's not a traditional swing, it's more of a swivel. So that's a little weird. Here at his knee, you got a double knee joint here. So you do have that. It would be nice if you had here right at his knee, you had that little swivel that you could ankle his foot like you do on the other ones. You've got that thigh cut up there normally, but we don't have it on this figure. So his feet, you can tilt them forward and back, but very little, not a whole lot of range of motion there, but you can twist his foot back a little bit, which I guess makes up a little bit for not having that swivel. But it's going to be pretty much the same on the other side. And we're going to see how all this articulation comes together, or the lack of articulation comes together when we try to pose him. All right, here he is, the man, the legend, the mighty Thor. So I gotta say, this boulder prop worked a lot better than I thought it was going to. He stood upon it pretty nicely, and I actually like how he looks when he's standing on it. So I actually may have him displayed in my cabinet with the rock itself. I honestly wasn't really planning on using it, but I do like how he looks on it right here. I just picture him calling down some lightning right now to smite his frost giant foes or whatever. The lack of articulation could be a challenge at times. It would have been nicer if there was more of a range of motion with his arms, and honestly his head. I did find his head was a challenge to pose at times with his hair. The hair would sometimes hit on the cape and not allow for a full range of motion. Not sure how you could fix that even on a more modern figure, but hey, I'm not a engineer, so I'm sure they can figure that out with a more modern figure. A flight stand does help, so if you have one, great. You can get you can get more of a variety of poses with him. And it looks a lot more dynamic when he's jumping in there and getting ready to strike something with his hammer. So, but overall, I gotta say, if you want a classic Thor, I'm okay with this figure. I think will it be nice if they come out with a new updated version? Yeah, but I'm okay with this one for right now. So I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Please, if you appreciate what we do, give us a like and subscribe. It does help others find our videos. And please tune in every Tuesday at 9 a.m. for a brand new episode of Meanwhile in the Man Cave. I'll talk to you guys later.